I have power over people, though they may appear complex. For me, they fall like playing cards, and I control the depths.
Babbitt has been working in Hollywood for the last 10 years on a British animated feature, The Thief and the Cobbler. With his director, Richard Williams, he is designing the character of a vulture.
I think the sketch you made originally here is pretty close to what I should aim for. And I agree with you that he retained the bulging eyes.
Yeah, do you think that's too wide?
No, that's fine.
You're happy with it?
Yeah, that's fine.
That works. That's good, isn't it? I mean, he looks miserable. I mean, that's...
If you want him to look miserable, I'm your man.
Do you realize most of the three characters you've done, this is the third long-suffering character?
Yeah.
I mean, the king's suffering and the dying messenger was suffering.
Yeah, except that the king did have redeeming qualities, you know.
Well, he has redeeming qualities because he eats his master.
Having designed the character, the animator builds his performance, drawing by drawing. Art Babbitt is evolving a distinctive personality for his vulture to make it come to life. Art Babbitt came from a family of Russian origin who settled in the Midwest of America.
I was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and my father was an extremely hard worker, worked long, long hours, and failed at every occupation he tried. My mother had 8 children, and of the 8, only 4 survived. Well, I finally decided to go to New York because my father had had an accident and became paralyzed, and it was up to me to earn some kind of a living for the whole family. And I was all of 16 and a half. I never for a moment intended to become a cartoonist.
Art's ambition was to be a psychiatrist, but in order to provide for his family, he took up commercial art and animated cartoons at Paul Terry's busy studio.
This was 1929, and I think the first sound pictures had just come out, so I wanted to be a part of that. And Paul's idea of making a picture was to take gag A and gag B and gag C, depending on how successful these gags had been, and putting them all together and mixing them up and shaking them in a hat and putting them all on a long pan, and then that was a picture. And the idea was not to make it good, but make it fast. One evening, I saw a cartoon with sound that just absolutely floored me. It was a Disney skeleton dance, and I knew then that that's where I wanted to work.
Art traveled to the West Coast on a one-way ticket in 1932, hoping to join the Disney studio. They were rapidly expanding, and Art got a job, but only as an assistant animator. Disney was attracting talent from all over America to work with his already famous characters while developing others. Babbitt was quickly promoted and was one of the 4 animators who created the wildly successful cinema short, The 3 Little Pigs. Young animators like Babbitt and Fred Moore pioneered the development of individual cartoon personalities.
Fred Moore was largely responsible for the development of the drawing, the nice, juicy, fat appearance of these little pigs, and to give them character.
Like actors, the animators were each assigned different parts in the film.
I did approximately a fourth of the 3 Little Pigs, and then that was towards the end of the picture, in which I drew the wolf and one of the little pigs. At any rate, that was a breakthrough at that particular time.
used his camera to record and study everyday situations, including studio lunchtime activities. His exploration of movement helped turn Goofy from a minor character into a star.
Now, Goofy, you know, he was an oaf. He was someone who never knew how stupid he really was. And he thought long and carefully before he did anything, and then he did it wrong.
Art has influenced today's generation at Disney's, including lead animator Andreas Deja.
Art started the character of Goofy out way back in the 30s, and he was the first animator to approach the analysis of a character intellectually. That means he wrote down a whole outline of the personality of Goofy, how he feels, how his reactions would be in certain situations, what his parents would be like, what he would eat for dinner, and all these very specific things. And it just gives you a chance to get very deep into the character and really find out about how he feels and how he should act in specific scenes. And that system has been applied ever since at Disney Studios. Whenever we now start out a new character, we go back and write things down, just like Art did it way back.
Actually, by that time, we were beginning to study people and to study behavior. And I had noticed that one of the things that is very normal for a person who is drunk is that he never stands still in one place. He's always sort of weaving around a little bit. And also that whether they are or not, his eyes seem to be slightly askew.